Okay, so especially while Hannah can be present and participate in the conversation, let's just jump directly to the topic. And I would like you to, where is my list? Thank you for sending me your thing. Where is my list? Just give me a second. Yes. Thank you for sending me. And I've been trying to summarize all the issues and decide what is the common among all of them. I would probably stay longer and with Kelsey thing, which is financing, finances. Because actually we did so many classes on this topic in the past. I don't think we have to repeat it, but probably in a someday soon, we will dedicate a special class on money so you can catch up. But behind the finances and behind everybody's issues, I would say there is a one thing, which is fear. Yes or no?
Yes.
So we're going to talk about the fear. Before I will deliver you some information and thoughts, I would like you to contemplate a little bit on your thing. Just give me a second. No. Oh. So Mike, let's start with you.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your fear and, oh, Kachina is here. Kachina, we started the class already. And what I said before you join us, that behind all of the issues you listed, there is a common thing, which is fear. And now I would like you to contemplate, each of you, what kind of fear. If you know this fear related to some certain events in your life. And I have another question, but let's start with number one. What kind of fear, and do you know with what particular event it's related to? Mike, would you like to start?
Sure.
Okay.
I've been contemplating fear because I've actually, when I was reading our stuff, I was like, yeah, I feel like we're all have kind of similar things that are bothering us. And for me, it's like, it's really interesting because when we were, okay, so just side thing, when we were with Masha yesterday, we were passing stores in Chester and she's like, we need to make a store. We need to make a business and have a store that's part bookstore, cafe, and wellness center, and we each use our passions to further ourselves, like with this store, because there is a want for this type of thing in the community, and it just inspired me. It's like Masha knows how to pick that little dream out of your mind and then plant the seed so it grows. And I was thinking, like, I have this fear of success, I think, which is like kind of like not like a fear of risk, because I don't really have a fear of failure, but I think that I have like a fear of my own shortcomings or like not being enough, which somehow ties into a fear of success. Like, I think, what if I'm not good enough to be a writer? What if I'm not good enough to help bring people together, or to own a store or a book, like any one of my dreams? And I kept thinking about it when I got home yesterday, and the main thing that kept coming to mind was that, like, putting it poetically, I guess, my heart like knows the song and knows the words to sing, but all my mouth sings is tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
And that's like exactly my life, is that I just put things off out of some type of fear. Like, even like posting on Instagram, I'll be like, well, what if it's not well received? What if I say the wrong thing or make myself like look like a fool? Should I really be doing this? I'm 31 years old. Like, all of these types of fears. So I think it's partially fear of acceptance and success. Um, yeah.
It's very related to what Hannah said. She, how did you put it? Let me find it. Expectations. You kind of afraid of outcome, right? What is going to
Yes.
happen?
Yes.
Hannah, is it what did you mean?
For me, I feel like I tend to daydream about things. And so I build my expectations of like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so amazing. And then because I've placed that expectation, if it doesn't meet that, that's what makes me unhappy. Like even for this trip, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to go down to Florida. It's going to be so sunny. It's going to be beautiful. It's overcast and rainy the entire week that I'm here. And
So
I was like,
did you learn?
oh,
Did you learn anything from this habit, from this pattern?
that I shouldn't have the expectations, but I
Yeah,
need I
yeah.
need a tool to help me get rid of them though, because that's what I don't know how to stop doing.
Uh, uh, do you know? Do you want to know my secret?
Yes.
Because of course, I had the same. I used to have, and I decided it was like kind of the observation that every time when I expect something, I've got the opposite.
Yeah.
So in order not to have an opposite, I'm every time when my old habits start to play old music, saying like I want to be this and that and that, and I stop myself saying, no, if it's not gonna happen, it still will be nice. I will still
Yeah.
find a way to enjoy it.
Stop. I gotta listen.
So it's actually out of fear.
Yeah.
I just use it in a opposite direction. But let me tell you, with what's I found common with a Mike fear. Let me ask you, Mike. You said because you're afraid not to be accepted or receive. Tell me your biggest fear. What's going to happen if your fear will be manifested? Let's say about let's take the example you use, the post. You want to do the post, then you think maybe people will not accept it. What's the worst case scenario?
The worst case scenario is that it doesn't do well, and it doesn't like communicate what I wanted it to communicate, but also that I feel poorly about myself. But the worst case scenario is just that there's no attention that's drawn to it.
So it's a fear to be disappointed in yourself, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Let's go deeper, one step further. Fear to be disappointed in yourself. What if you will be disappointed? What's gonna happen?
Like Nothing really will happen if I am disappointed in myself. There are two outcomes that I think could be happen. One will be that I'll either become discouraged and try to delay trying again, or I'll be inspired to go further again. It's actually like a perfect example of my TikTok. I post, I have one good video, and then I post again and nothing, and then I just don't do it again.
Yeah, the same thing happened with our Instagram talk. We did it few times, then I don't remember why we stopped to do this, and we completely abandoned the idea, even though it
Yeah.
was a very good idea. So what you just said, if you will be disappointed in yourself, it will discourage you from doing something, right?
Yeah.
But you already discouraged by
Yeah.
this fear. So you've got outcome without doing anything. But if
Shit.
you do, there is a chance you won't be disappointed.
Yeah.
And there is a chance you will be inspired instead of discouraged, right?
Yeah. And it actually is usually the case.
So by not doing anything, you're getting the worst case scenario anyway,
Yeah. That's really true.
right?
Yes. That's kind
Then
of
tell
crazy.
me on a scale from 0 to 10, how strong you feel this fear in yourself.
9 or a 10. Probably. It pretty much
9?
at least a 9 or a 10, yeah. But it changes though, because I can go like for so long without this fear like ruling me, and then I decide like to feed the fear.
Okay, can you relate this kind of fear to any events in your life?
No.
Go to your teenage years in a school.
Probably when I was in theater, I would try really hard to get the part that I wanted. And I had a good director, but I always felt like I wasn't talented enough, and I would like forget something in my audition, or I would do a really good audition and feel good about it, and I would be cast as the role in a role that I didn't want, and I would become disappointed. And I would try so hard, and like people would believe in me, like my mom and stuff would be like, "You got it, you got it, you got it," and I would have like this expectation, like, "There's no way it's not gonna be me," and then I would get a lesser part and be super disappointed. And it's kind of been like that, like translated throughout my life. Like if we did like we did the one show with like Kachina and everyone, and it was amazing success. Well, like let's say we sold 99 tickets, I was disappointed we didn't sell 100.
Huh.
But it's also like, and it's not my parents' fault in any way, shape, or form. I wouldn't even begin to blame it on them. But I always have this fear of like doing what I actually want to do or what I know I'm supposed to do, because I've just been told so often that it's unrealistic, and I decided to believe it was unrealistic. So now I'm afraid of the outcome of trying, because if I try and I fail, then I have nothing, or at least I think.
But do you that's your artistic part we're talking about, right?
Hmm.
It's not just human part, it's artistic part mostly, right?
Yeah.
Do you know any artist who never failed?
No.
So maybe you have to do this in a purpose to fail in front of the big audience once, so you stop being afraid of it.
Yeah.
Should we set up the thing for you?
Oh my God.
Uh,
It would be easier for me to hold a snake. And I hate snakes.
yeah, but one of the strongest tool for fear
Is to
just
face it.
to face it. Yes.
Because I was thinking of exactly what you said yesterday, which was those who never take the risk never have champagne.
Yeah.
And I like was working all day today and I was like, every single person I know who has accomplished their dream did it no matter what.
Yes, and sometimes, listen, it's a normal. You cannot be a student your entire life.
Yeah.
Sometimes the failure, it's a part of the process. It's a normal part of the process. And nothing wrong. It could happen in any area. Let's say you open, let's say, remember you went for traveling with idea to be relocated?
Yeah.
It was a risk, right?
Yeah.
And you've been trying for me to like forecast if it's going to be successful or not. And I said, you have to try. And
Yeah.
I said it for purpose because I pretty much was sure you're going to be back. It's not going to work for you, but I want you to try. So you didn't like it, you just came back. It's not the drama, not drama happened, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's related to each and single beginning or whatever you take the risk to do. If you fail, you just fail. You just stand up and go again.
Yeah.
So
But it's
let me think. I will definitely set you up for failure.
okay. Okay.
So you will have nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah, because it's a very it like takes the feet from me. Like it makes me get excited and then I back away.
So let's see the thing will manifest we've been talking about. Like we open the business in a nice town. We
Yeah.
will open like wellness center, bookstore, when you can perform, a small cafe with a nice thing to bake or whatever.
Mhm.
And we work hard for some time, let's say for a year, and it didn't work through. So are we going to be in jail? No.
No.
But at least we tried.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's like not liking food. Like you have to try it to know you don't like it or that it doesn't work for you.
Exactly.
Wow, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I want to not be afraid of the outcome.
Mm-hmm. So every time when you experience the fear, ask yourself a question. What's the worst case scenario?
It's funny too that we're talking about this because I was thinking about how in my younger years, like not that much younger, but younger, I felt like, who cares? Like, let's just see what happens, what adventure this holds. I get hurt, and somehow like I feel like maybe not just like as I get older, I like lose some of my feelings of invincibility. But I want to taste that again.
Yeah. And also, we will do special yoga nidra for the fear tonight. And I would like you to do two things, to make two intentions, to take two intentions. One of them definitely to release, to let go of this fear. And another one, when you get into the relaxation mode, try to explore what particular event, except you remember this theater thing, kind of was a trigger and embedded the fear into your system.
Okay, I definitely will.
Okay, thank you. Who wants to be next?
Thank you.
I guess I can go. I feel like mine is very similar to Mike's, the second one at least, regardless, not the financial one.
The second was running out of time.
Running out of time, but also it's like fear of not progressing fast enough.
Oh,
Like I have this vision of myself in my head and where I know I'm going to be because it's like a feeling in my heart, or it's like a feeling inside. But I will only get there through time and experience. So it's just trying to rush the process that's like gives me that anxiety. So until I let that attachment to that process go, then it's always going to be there. So
okay. Tell us more specifically, when you're talking about the progress, in which area of your life, what kind of progress?
I would say holistically, but career progression, what I want for myself in that aspect, but then also just myself and my self-awareness, my like level of reactivity to certain triggers and certain things like that. So just like me, and gaining wisdom and gaining knowledge on things.
Do you have a clear picture of your future and your career-wise?
No.
That's the thing. How do you want to progress even faster if you don't have a vision?
Well, so the vision that I have is, it's like I've always imagined myself on stage, like TED Talks. Like I love TED Talks, although I have this fear of presenting. But like going back to the question that you were telling Mike to ask himself, it's like when I'm at work, I know that I always envision myself talking to like crowds of people and things like that. But at work, I don't want to do the presentations, and I'll always ask myself, it's like the only reason, if the only reason that I don't want to do this is because I'm nervous, and that's not an excuse. So I'll go and do it, even though I'm scared, because I know I need to practice. But in terms of my vision, it's like it's something like talking to people and being like out and about. Like it's just, I don't know what that is, just whatever can get me to be doing that, I think I'm less attached to the avenue versus like the outcome. Like I'm whatever avenue I go down to bring me there, I think I would be okay with, as long as I'm doing like something like that. Whereas like what I'm doing right now is just, I can't continue to live my life sitting at home like on a computer, and I don't like the line of progression that I see. Like I look at the leaders in my company and I don't want to be doing that. So I know it's not this, I just don't know what.
It's a kind of negative inspiration.
Yeah,
You know what you know what you don't want to be.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay. That's actually half of the work. No of what not to do, but it's not productive.
Yeah.
Because
No,
you
and that's the
have-
thing. It's like you're so
yeah.
caught up on thinking, but it's like I never act.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So for you, fear, you definitely have to know you have to have a vision. If it's
Mhm.
related to your career, just imagine when you in a good mood, and it's especially early morning,
Mhm.
when you're still in a bed, imagine yourself at the moment you would be absolutely happy and in love with yourself. The way you look, the way you talk, the way you feel, and what you're actually doing. It's not necessarily to know the name of the company,
Right.
but what kind of activity, what you will be happy with. Start with these details and add more and more and more details every time when you will go into this dreaming state. Then you will naturally you will create the vision for yourself.
That makes sense. Yeah, I feel like I've been
because
thinking of that to some extent.
because your fear also pretty much based on the not knowing what you want to do.
Yeah.
For how long you've been having this fear? What do you think?
Probably the last 3 years. I mean, I am still pretty young. I graduated in 2019, so I've only been on one job since college. In college, I think I had this vision of myself, and I'm living that vision, like oddly enough. I just don't know. Like now that I'm in it, I don't know that it's like what I want to do.
Yeah, which is makes sense. People,
Yeah.
yeah, and
So 3 years.
especially in this age, because we under influence of so many things: media, friends,
Mhm.
environment, school, and it's actually kind of remove the clear picture we always have in a childhood, what we want to do. And it's not necessarily name of the profession, but what type of activity makes you happy. If you, again,
Mhm.
if you recall yourself being happy child, happy girl, you definitely will be able to remember what you've been dreaming, what you've been enjoying,
Mhm.
and go from this point to create them. And it's, sometimes it's difficult because maybe there is no profession exist which makes you happy. But if you summarize all the activities and feeling and like whatever details you can collect, it will manifest in something.
Yeah.
Try again, try to obtain more and more and more details, which makes you happy. And another thing, I believe your fear mostly related that the time is running and you have no
Yeah.
direction to go.
Yeah. Even though I'm young and everybody around me, especially at work, is like older than me, and they're like, "Oh, you're so young. You have all the time in the world." And, like I hate hearing that because it's like I want to know.
I agree. I agree. You have a lot of time, but still
Yeah.
there is no point to waste your time.
Right. Yeah. And I feel like that's what I don't think that I'm wasting it. I don't think, yeah, I wouldn't put it in that way right now. But I think if I stay, there's like a very easy, I can see what my life would be like if I was to just remain complacent and stay in this job and progress in this job. I know what that life looks like.
Mhm.
And I have the problem of just acting. So like I have these things, but I would be scared to move jobs. Like I need somebody to push me off the diving board. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Things like that.
Yeah, I understand. Um, Also, I'm just thinking that two fear you have about finances and the running out of time, it's related to the future. Both of them related to the future. And when the fear related to the future, it's actually the general anxiety.
Mhm.
So probably you have to work with anxiety. And the anxiety very often just body related mechanism. It could stuck somewhere in your body at certain time and
Mhm.
work from there and affect your life in such a way. So it's for everyone. For the next week, the homework for everyone, but for Kelsey especially, it's important. Every time when you experience this fear you've been talking about, try to define in which part of the body you feel the fear, or which part of the body feel uncomfortable, the most uncomfortable at this moment. Maybe you have answer now, Kelsey?
No, I don't. I never thought of it as anxiety.
So then be vigilant, please. And every time when you have this feeling again, just observe your body and say in which part of the body this this fear related. Sometimes it might feel not as a fear. Sometimes it feels maybe like it's a constriction or tension.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, so it's for everyone. Please, for the next week, try to create the map of your body where your fear is situated.
Thank you.
Okay, who wants to be next?
I guess I should go because I feel like everything you were saying, Kelsey, I was like really feeling for myself too. Like kind of feeling like not left behind, but like falling behind or something like that. And I think the reason for me it's stemming from when I was at Lush, I had like such a clear idea of what I could like see for myself going forward. And then things changed, and now I'm kind of adapting to that change still, because it still happens within this past year, that career change. And I think it was a good one. Like I really do think it was good. And I'm a lot happier now, like where I am. I think I'm trying to kind of formulate what I like see for myself, because I feel like I don't have like a long-term plan. I'm still trying to like figure it out. And that brings me a little bit of fear with like it does go back to like money a little bit, which like I feel like I used to have a lot more problems with, and I still do a little bit, but not as much. I don't like clutch up onto it so much. But I think it partially comes from like what I think about is when I was in like school, like middle school and high school, and I could see everyone else getting like better grades than me. And I know it's obviously not the same at all, but that's kind of it's just like the same type of like feeling. Like, and it's definitely like solar plexus for me. I also do think like I will admit to spending like my over my fair share of time on the internet. And I feel like it has done something a little bit to the psyche where you are constantly comparing yourself to others, and everyone else's journey is so vastly different as well. It really does not help you. It hurts you to compare yourself a lot. And if you're seeing other people's accomplishments like all of the time, and maybe I don't know, if you're just seeing that all the time and you're not me, if I'm not working on like long-term goals to like bring me ultimate happiness, then I think that's where it like starts to get like weird. So I think I just need to kind of like do what you said, which is make more of like a plan, like think about what is going to make me the most happy, you know, like when you're saying like first thing in the morning, like that exercise, I want to do that. And just like, yes, envision what is going to make me the most happy and try and like start to just break that down into like smaller steps. Because it also ends up feeling a little bit like running out of time as well is the other like fear that kept coming up. And fear for me often like makes me shut down. And I've felt kind of like shut down over the past 2 weeks, if I'm being like totally honest. So I'm trying to like disrupt that. And yeah, I feel like that's the mode I'm in. I hope that was like coherent. For me, it felt kind of over the place, but it's fine.
But you release so much fear for the last, I would say, especially last year. So
Yes.
much fear.
Yes.
I would say about 80% of what you used to have.
It's definitely like, and that's like the thing is I keep forgetting that. Like I think there's something in my body that is catching up to that. Like there are habits like smoking a ton of weed or not doing things to take care of myself, like going grocery shopping or doing meal prepping, like little things like that. I feel like in a fear state, those are all things that get dropped for me. I'm not in a fear state right now, but all of those habits have been showing up for me over the past few weeks. So, and I just have not done that much about it, if I'm being totally honest. Like I've been disrupting it a little bit with like for example, because I was not meditating really at all, but just sitting down for 5 minutes, I had to like convince myself that 5 minutes is better than no minutes. You know what I mean? Like I don't know why it just feels like I'm kind of like, and I'm not at all, but it feels like I'm at like a square one again with good habits. And I've got some good habits for sure, but I don't know, I'm like rebuilding something with myself right now. It was weird. The dream that I had last week too, I feel like I have a lot of similar dreams where I am like on a team and I'm a warrior. And remember riding a horse, like, and running towards this like army of people in a fortress, and they're shooting lasers at me. And I'm just like running with my horse. And then we like bolt it into like the cement and we go through the concrete and there's lasers all over and we make it and we're just like in a battle for some reason. But I don't know, I've been mulling over that dream. It could just be a dream. But maybe I'm like feeling like I've hit some kind of wall or something. I don't know.
Mhm.
I think I'm just thinking about it too much again, which is my thing, you know?
So to think about fear is only good idea if you work with it. If you just think,
Mm.
it means you empower this fear. Empower this fear. So for you, personal practice working with the fear will be like that.
Okay.
Because you know exactly when it's located and it's solar plexus, which is,
Yes.
I believe it's like the most common place to the fear. So every time when you experience this body sensation in your solar plexus, just go consciously into very center of this tension in the solar plexus.
Okay.
Start to breathe through the solar plexus.
Okay.
And after few breaths, when it's relaxed, consciously expand. Soften and expand. So you have to release the tension from the solar plexus right away as soon as you have noticed it happen.
Okay. I can do that.
I'm pretty much sure you don't have to spend on this practice more than 5 minutes. But gradually you will retrain your solar plexus not to react on a certain thoughts, and the fear will have no home at your body anymore.
Mhm. Great.
Okay, thank you. Who wants to be next, please?
Yeah. I'm gonna pee really quick. Sorry.
I can go next.
Mhm.
So for me, it is managing the expectations. I build things up in my head a lot and imagine them to be this perfect scenario, and then get unhappy when things don't meet that perfect thing that I daydreamed about. And I can't think of one specific instance that relates to, but in general, I was only given praise or affection if like the absolute top tier of whatever I was doing was given. So I guess perfectionism.
But perfectionism is a fear.
Yeah.
It's just different type of fear. Fear of failure.
Yeah.
So I believe I have to set up this special treatment situation for yourself as well. But again, the antidote for expectation, the idea that will never ever, your expectation never will be met. So as I did, like if I want this happen, it definitely will not happen, or I would rather not to think about it.
Yeah.
Be open for whatever. Just completely stop yourself from any kind of expectations. Because that's exactly what make us unhappy, expectations. Right?
Yeah.
And also give yourself more time. Whatever cannot happen within couple months might happen within couple years. But release expectations first.
Okay.
And again, it's definitely mental habit. So every time when you catch yourself and doing the same thing, not just stop yourself, but break it. Like the same as you break glass. Like break. You have to delete this mental habit completely from your system.
Okay. You just yawned right into the microphone. You're cute, kiddo.
She really doesn't care about your expectations, Hannah.
No, she doesn't. She's a professional at not caring about expectations, about being in the moment and being free. I have learned many lessons from this kid.
Yeah, that's why you're around her. She's a teacher.
Yeah. Hey.
Okay, so please please do this body work for the week. Like try to locate this uncomfortable feeling. Okay.
Listen. All right, I'm gonna get her to bed, but I will listen to the rest of the talk and catch up with the meditation with the recording.
Okay.
All right. Have a good night, guys. Enjoy.
Bye. Good night. Okay, Melpi, anything from you? I mean,
So-
I know what you write down. I even like make my outline for that. But what you put, it just require your mental discipline.
Mhm.
And you know,
And I've been making very conscientious effort to go to bed early when I'm exhausted. Like even if I have work, or when I went down to Florida this time, I said I had to work. But I'm like, you know what? There's plenty other people here. They can take care of my parents and cook. So I made sure that I let other people do things. So I'm being very conscientious about my energy and taking care of myself and trying to do what I want to do more. So yeah, mine is deep rooted from childhood. Because I just looked at my environment. My brother wasn't very responsible and my parents didn't make a lot of money, so I thought I have to make a lot of money. And also I just pride myself on being reliable, so I kill myself to be reliable. So, and I don't think that will go away completely, because I kind of pride myself on that, but I do have to be reliable to myself. So,
you know, Melpi, you actually just on time happened to be in this particular stage when you did the great job for your, as you said, environment, for your family, for your friends, for your relatives. You did the great job. And you did a lot of mistakes, trusting people more than they deserve.
absolutely. Yes.
So now it's time for you to change your attitude and try something opposite. What you have done for other people, just do for yourself. Be fucking selfish and see how it feels. And do not be afraid to be judged by anybody else. It's like a social experiment. What you
Right.
usually do for others, do for yourself. Put yourself first all the time, not sometimes, but all the time. You know, like somebody sent me today, it was like short article. Then when you reach certain age, like golden age, they said, like 65 and more, you actually accomplish so many things. So do not be cheap on yourself. Spend your money. Do not be do not worry about children, because they grown-ups, they can make money for themselves, and they probably, and or other people who don't even care about you. Why you have to think about them? Be selfish, enjoy your life. And you, while you're still active and very active, try to enjoy it in full.
Yes, I'm planning on it. I've been thinking about I'm gonna travel more. Just do the things I like to do.
Yeah.
So,
but what about fear?
so I mean, like I've said in the past, I've had imposter syndrome, but it's not like a fear of failure. I've tried a lot of things and failed. So like when I was 4 years old, I saw this movie, If at First You Don't Succeed, Try and Try Again. So that was kind of my motto growing up. So I I was the A student, but also when I went to grad school, I wasn't the A student anymore, and I had to like just be good with it. And when I went to acupuncture school, I was also working, so I had to be okay with not being a very, the best student, or
And
I
it's
felt
nothing wrong, nothing dramatic happened, right? Everything,
no.
everything
I was still
okay.
a good
Yeah.
acupuncturist, and also like to 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 Mike's point, like I went into business with a friend. So when I got to be about 40, I'm like, what am I doing with my life? I really hate my job. I'm still a programmer. I went back to it, but I hated what I was doing. And every time I went into acupuncture, they'd ask me, how do you feel? The doctor, and I'd say, I'm stressed every single week because I hated my job. So that's why ultimately there's other reasons, but I found acupuncture and I said, I want to do this. And I was super happy doing it. But at the same time, I went into business with a friend doing healthy desserts. And I thought I would help this friend become successful because I was always successful in business. And I think I've told you guys, $200,000 in that business. And we're still basically friends. So I didn't even lose the friendship. And through her, I met this guy who scammed us in this water company and lost $60,000 there. So you just do things in your life, you make your best guesses, and I thought they were educated decisions, and sometimes you succeed, sometimes you fail.
Yeah.
So, but you live and you learn from it. What were you saying? So yeah, there's nothing wrong with failure. I think all my failures have made me a stronger person. So that's what I wanted to tell you, Mike.
Thank you. Yeah, that is really nice to hear. Because you are very successful, and like I don't like think about like the moments in your life where failure got you there.
Yeah, you could become a very cynical person with all these things that supposedly go wrong in your life, but I just look at them as lessons, and everything you do, like you're talking about your current job, even if you hate it, like you pick up things that you're going to say, you open that store, you're going to use the skills that you're doing at this job to help you be successful. And so that's what I've learned. Like everything that we do, we somehow use it later in life.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking today. That really resonates. Thank you.
And you're right, Melpi, you 100% right. Have you watched a movie which called One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Not yet.
Oh, so good.
So good. There is a message for you, Mike. Remember the guy who said at the end, at least I have tried.
Mm-hmm.
That's a message for you. Okay. Thank you, Melpia, and I'm very happy for you to start the new life.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me
yeah.
too. I'm ready.
Actually, I feel the like you really decided it. I feel this intention, and it's gonna happen. I'm so happy for you. You deserve it. Go for it. Okay, thank you, Kachina. Anything from you?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I would say that I have some similarities sprinkled from like everyone else. And what I texted was basically feeling, I guess, stuck in old paradigms. But I think overall, I feel like I'm just stuck, period. So I'm not feeling like I'm running out of time. I just feel like I'm stuck. I feel stuck in work. I feel stuck at home. I feel stuck in my relationships sometimes. I just feel like I'm going through a major transformation and like feel like I'm shedding a lot, but I also feel like I'm in survival mode. So half of the time I'm showing up for myself and like trying to shed all the like, oh, I'm not doing this out of fear. I'm doing this intentionally, right? Like I know myself to be this divine being. I know myself to like have these intuitive powers sometimes, but I'm still like, you know, like doubting or just like operating out of just like old patterns and habits because maybe it's easier or maybe I'm scared. Maybe I'm scared to trust myself or um, just follow through. Like I have pretty big dreams and goals. I have a hard time realizing them. You know, like I can write down like my 5-year plan and then like I don't know, I kind of like question myself the whole way through. Um, and I guess it's because I just really don't have follow through. So I'm feeling like a lot. um, I'm mostly just trying to trust myself. And I've been doing much better these past few weeks because I have been like I know last week I was sharing like about showing up for myself and I've really been working on that and just like showing up every day to meditate is really helpful. I just can't shake this feeling like um
Stagnation.
yeah, like I still feel stuck. And so I've been doing a lot of research on like work visas and like work away and like I want to get my TEFL certificate so I can teach English as a foreign language in other countries. Like I think I need to kind of put myself out of my comfort zone because I think I've gotten too comfortable. And so every day looks the same. I'm in a routine and I just feel stuck.
Listen, what the part of your life annoys you the most?
Annoys me the most.
Yeah.
Mm, um, I love my job. Like I do really well, but it doesn't fulfill me. Like it's not rocket science. It's the easiest thing to do, the easiest shit ever. Like, and some days are really great and I love it and I love being there because I know the effect that I have on people. But like sometimes it is annoying, you know? Sometimes it's just like annoying to do something that like doesn't truly bring me happiness, but makes me feel secure in other aspects of my life. Um, which I kind of value, you know what I mean? Like I save money really well. I feel very secure, especially not paying rent currently. Like I've saved so much money in the past year, which is kind of making me feel like, oh, I don't have like a place to pay rent for. So next year I could just fuck off and like adventure for like a little bit, you know? So I'd say right now it's probably work and also maybe like a lack of freedom.
Uh-huh.
Not that there's anything like not keeping me from my freedom, but I feel constricted.
So remember the method we use once when you feel stuck or stagnation. It's usually affect the main area of your life, not just once. That's why I'm asking you what annoys you the most, because it's a probably area you have to start with. But I understand it's not so easy to call tomorrow and say like, fuck off, I'm not working here anymore.
Right.
So probably you cannot do this, but at least start to look for any alternative to this work. It's a number one. And the number two, remember the method we use when we feel stagnation, we start to move the energy around by throwing one subject a day.
By what? Throwing?
Yes. Remember, we use it. It's actually the great tool when you feel stuck. You just take tomorrow, like let's say today, take, I don't know, pencil and throw it
Oh
away.
yeah.
Tomorrow,
Yes.
something else. And every day, one
Yes.
single
right.
object, one single object. It doesn't matter what. It could be very small thing. It could be big thing, but at least do this 21 day with no failure. Like every day, remove something.
All right. I'll start that again because that's
And
great.
you will see within few days, you will see how energy start to move around you. And you will be more inspired, and you will have better idea what to change in your life,
Okay.
to start with. And definitely, if you said that your job is just it's just bring you some comfort about the money, but you gifted person and you young, you don't have to sacrifice and actually betray your talent and life for the money. And it's not so big money, it's not millions.
Right.
It's to be,
Right.
yeah, to be
I
so.
also had a dream I wanted to share that I had a few days ago, which was wild to me. The dream itself wasn't wild. The messaging was, because I woke up literally saying a number that was repeating in the dream. The dream was like silly. I was like working I serve, right? But I was working more in like a brewery sense, like I was pouring beers, but instead of like pouring it from like a lever, I was pouring it from a gun for some reason. This place operated with like a soda gun almost for the beer, and per beer you had to type in a code for whatever specific beer, right? But I'm stressed out because I'm new at this place, whatever, and I don't know any of the codes, and I'm going through this book, and there's a specific beer that had like the name like Game something. I don't remember what it actually was, but it said Game something. And I keep like trying to find the code, like the number for the beer, and it ends up being like 473. I wrote it down. I think it was 473. And like that number kept repeating in the dream. And like this, I think this was like 3 or 4 days ago. I woke up that morning literally with the thought, almost saying it out loud, 473. So I thought to myself, okay, what the heck is this number? I like start Googling like numerology meaning of like 473, like angel numbers, and a lot of stuff came up. And it basically said that like 473 carries like life transformation energies, like transforming energies, and like basically everything I'm dealing with right now. I literally just need to trust myself and align with my divine plan. But I also feel like I'm not 100% certain what my divine plan is anymore. Like I know the things that I'm good at, I know the things that I'm passionate about, and I know the things that I like enjoy. But like, I again like the whole stuck thing. So maybe this practice with like letting something go every day, I'll get closer to like figuring it out. Because I used to think I knew what I wanted. But now I'm like, I'm not so sure anymore. Like, what is it that I want now? So yeah, that's mostly what's
Yeah,
been
maybe
happening.
maybe it's for you to time to shift your perspective and see what's new. Definitely, but you have to start with a small thing at least. Like as I offer you mm, two ways to start to move the energy, and uh, that go to another country and teach English. That's a great idea. Keep going.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of research about it, and I'm like, this new goal is to do this by like January, February. I want to be in like Australia or like Croatia or something, and like getting an actual work visa so I can be somewhere for like a year. Um, I need to step out. I need to do something different. I need to not be so afraid to venture out. which kind of goes back to like what Mike was saying earlier. When I was younger, I would do things no fear. I would not even think about repercussions. I would just do it because that's what I wanted to do that day. And I don't know, I guess as I've grown older, I've just gotten uh I've slowed down, I suppose, and I've just gotten used to a routine, and I need to shake that routine up.
Mhm. Yeah. Definitely. Okay, start the practice and tell us next week if you feel some changes happening.
Will do.
Okay, guys, if there is no questions for tonight, let's just do Yoga Nidra for the fear. But for some of you who don't feel like fear the main issue, you can put any intention for the future you want. Okay? I'm gonna pause and get ready for Yoga Nidra. Lie down in Shavasana, feet apart and the palms of the hands facing upwards. Close your eyes and quickly become motionless. Now is a time to make any adjustments. Should be absolutely no movement until the practice is finished. Just for an hour, forget your problems and worries and concentrate on Yoga Nidra. Take a long, deep breath. And as you breathe out, feel yourself letting go. Become aware of outside sounds. Become aware of distant sounds outside of your building. Allow your sense of hearing to range into the distance. And then gradually withdraw it back into your building, back to your room. Develop your awareness of your room and yourself lying on the floor. Become aware of your body lying on the floor. Become aware of your breathing. Just be conscious that you are breathing, but do not concentrate. Awareness of your breath and awareness of your body. Remember your purpose and say mentally to yourself, I am going to practice Yoga Nidra. I will remain awake. I will not sleep. And now it's time to say your resolve. Do your intention or sankalpa. And repeat your resolve mentally with a full awareness and feeling 3 times. Now we move into rotation of consciousness and awareness of different part of the body by taking a trip through the body. Let your mind jump freely from one part to the next. And we start with the right side. Right hand thumb, second finger, third, fourth, fifth, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, side, waist, hip, right thigh, kneecap, calf muscle, ankle, heel, sole, top of the foot, right toes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left hand thumb, second finger, third, fourth, fifth, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, side, waist, hip, left thigh, kneecap, calf muscle, ankle, heel, sole, top of the foot, left toes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now go to the top of the head, forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, eyebrow center, right eyelid, left eyelid, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, right nostril, left nostril, right cheek, left cheek, upper lip, lower lip, chin, jaw, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right chest, left chest, middle of the chest, navel, upper abdomen, lower abdomen, right groin, left groin, right thigh, left thigh, right knee, left knee, right calf muscle, left calf muscle, right ankle, left ankle, right toes, left toes. Now the back, right sole, left sole, right heel, left heel, right calf muscle, left calf muscle, back of right knee, back of left knee, back of right thigh, back of left thigh, right buttock, left buttock, right hip, left hip, full spine, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, back of the neck, back of the head, top of the head. Major parts: whole right leg, whole left leg, both legs together, whole right arm, whole left arm, both arms together, whole of the head together, whole of the back together, whole front together, the whole body together, whole body together. Now become aware of the meeting parts between body and floor and concentrate on them for the short time. Feel the meeting points between the body and floor intensely evenly. Bring your awareness to the face. And become aware of the skin of your face. Develop your awareness. Develop your awareness of the skin of your forehead, cheeks, and chin. Become aware of any lines on your face. Bring your attention to the eyelids. Feel the meeting points between the eyelids. And now the lips. Feel the meeting points between the lips intensely with a feeling. Now bring your attention to the soles of the feet. Feel the skin on the soles of your feet from the heels to the tips of the toes. Go to the palms of your hands. Feel the skin on the palms of your hands and fingers. Feel the skin and also become aware of the lines of your palms and fingers intensely with a full awareness. Now bring your attention to the Chitakasha. Be aware of the inner space you see behind your forehead. Develop your awareness of this space, an infinite space that extends as far as you can see, as low or as high, as wide as you can see. Become aware of this space. Be totally aware but not involved. Observe it as if you are watching a movie. What you see is a projection of your subconscious. If you see patterns, this is simply the way your mind is manifesting. Maintain your awareness. Continue. Take a long, slow, deep breath and become aware of your relaxed body. Become aware of your physical existence. See yourself sitting out on a journey to climb a sacred mountain. You know that it is going to be a long and difficult climb, but you feel sure that you will reach the summit. As you leave your hometown, you meet your guide, a person who you have never met before, but you know he's a qualified and experienced guide. You find it difficult to assess his character, and he is not very talkative. But as you want to make the journey, you follow him. The path you're following passes through a large forest, beneath a canopy of trees and crossing many streams. You come to an enormous lake, a tranquilizing blue color, clear and fresh, and you stop. You and the guide drink the water and rest for a while. After continuing the journey, you begin to feel some frustration and mistrust to the guide. The forest has become so dense that you cannot see far in any direction. The sacred mountain is completely obscured from the view, and you feel far from your home. However, after a little time, you begin to ascend and the forest becomes less dense. You look back into the direction you came from. You see the forest and the rooftop of the house of your town, the sight of your town and the tiredness of your body make you feel that the journey is perhaps useless, and you want to return to the comfort of your home and the friends you have left behind. But the guide insists you go on, so you follow. The ascent becomes steeper and you're feeling tired, but the guide continues at his steady pace. Sometimes you feel angry at his relentless pace, but at other times you are grateful for his expertise in climbing the more difficult terrain and in avoiding places that would have been impossible for you to climb. The vegetation becomes less dense. The ground is rocky and rugged. All thoughts of home and past have gone, as you need to concentrate completely on climbing and keeping up with the guide. Overcome by fatigue, you collapse on the ground to rest. You feel exhausted and defeated, and do not care if the guide waits for you or not. The whole journey seems pointless. That guide comes to you, takes you by hand, and starts walking again. With each step, he repeats the words, "I will." You find that you are walking in step with him, and the sound of the words, "I will," is echoing through the body and mind, giving you tremendous strength and energy. The guide releases your hand, but the words keep resounding in your mind, and as you follow him further upwards, as you near the top of the sacred mountain, the ascent is even more difficult, and the guide is far ahead of you. You finally reach the top, where the guide is waiting for you. As you observe the spectacular panoramic view, a feeling of exhilaration floats through your body and mind. The guide gives you a meaningful smile, and you are grateful for him for his forcefulness during the climb. You are excited by the environment, overcome by a feeling you have never experienced before. You are still absorbed in this acceleration when the guide says, "Follow me," and leaps from the peak, disappearing into space. Without further thought, you follow. Now, return your awareness to Chidakasha. Return again in your inner space, the space you see behind the forehead. Watch this space carefully for any colors or patterns you may emerge. There should be no effort, just awareness of watching. Total awareness of watching with no involvement. Continue watching this space and become aware of any images, any spontaneous thoughts that emerge. Try to become aware of this. Become aware of your resolve. Remember the resolve you made at the beginning of the practice. This is a time to repeat your resolve. State your resolve 3 times in the same words with the same attitude, with a feeling and emphasis. Now become aware of your breathing. Become aware of the natural breath. Become aware of the breath through the nostrils. Develop total awareness of the nostrils breath and continue practicing this. Mental awareness of alternate nostrils breathing. Practice this for a short time. Extend your awareness for the breath to every part of the body. As you inhale, feel the life-giving force penetrate your whole body. Take a long, slow, deep breath and become aware of your relaxed body. Become aware of your physical existence. Develop awareness of your surroundings, the floor you are lying on, the room you are in. Externalize your attention. Start making small movements in the preparation for sitting up. Take your time, there is no hurry. And sit up slowly and open your eyes. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete.